Today is June 18th. Today's quote is entitled, "What is initiation?" This initiation means that everyone should remember that whatever sinful activities one might have done in his past, that is now account closed. Now, from this day, no more sinful activities. What are those sinful activities? That is simple. We have mentioned no illicit sex life. Beyond marriage, there is no sex life. No intoxication, even drinking tea, coffee. They are also intoxication. Cigarette smoking. No meat eating, only Krsnaprasädam. The third, and no gambling or unnecessary sporting. People are wasting time. So many sportings they have invented. Sporting balls, this ball, that ball. Human life is very short. We do not know when we shall die. Before that, we must prepare ourselves for the next life. Next life means directly going back to Krishna, highest perfection. Srila Prabhupada. So this is an initiation lecture by Srila Prabhupada, and I just wanted to include it to clarify some points that Prabhupada's making. First point he's making is that when you take initiation, you're vowing to give up all sinful activities, your account's being cleared. So why do we take vows not to commit sin? The count's being cleared. Okay, so now don't get it dirty again. We have to create a foundation of piety. These are the 4 pillars of sin: meat eating, illicit sex, intoxication, and gambling. In the Gita 7:27, Krishna says, unless you're pious, you don't have a foundation upon which to build spiritual life. Now you might say, I was never pious in my past. Okay, that may be, but now you need to create that pious foundation. So Prabhupada says Krishna will forgive you. Okay, whatever's done in the past, it's cleared. Now that that's cleared, you need to keep it clear. So initiation means, okay, I'm volunteering to keep it clear. Past sinful activities have been cleared. I've been forgiven. Now I'm volunteering to keep it clear. That's the first point. Second point I thought that was worthy of mentioning was the activity or the sin or the regular principle of no gambling. Here Prabhupada says it includes no sporting, or sometimes we say no frivolous activity. Basically that means don't go to Facebook. No, only kidding. It means wasting time doing something which has no real spiritual value. That's considered a frivolous activity. So gambling is frivolous. Gambling is, of course, addicting. But Prabhupada here refers to sporting which has no benefit other than just having fun. Now some sporting obviously is good exercise, and we do it in that consciousness, I want to get healthy, or do something with the family. So something that's productive, Prabhupada's not speaking against, but he's speaking against something that is basically a waste of time spiritually. That's called frivolity. So whatever that may be, if it's Facebook or it's playing some sport, if it's time that could be better used in sadhana or seva, then that's frivolous. The last thing that Prabhupada's saying is that the attitude of an initiate is that this life will be my last life, or this life I'm dedicating to going back home, back to Godhead. That's the attitude. So basically Prabhupada's saying if you're going to get initiated, you should be in that consciousness. And your initiation is just a celebration and a formalization of that consciousness, that in this life I'm dedicating myself to being Krishna conscious, going back to Godhead. I want to formalize that. I want to celebrate that. I want to celebrate the fact that I'm committing to live a life free from sin. And I'm celebrating my commitment to my spiritual master, and he's celebrating his commitment to me as a disciple. So I thought that would be helpful in understanding from a lecture that Prabhupada gave on initiation how he sees initiation. Now, of course, there's this issue of no illicit sex, which is a big issue, and people will say, well, Prabhupada says here, no sex outside of marriage. Does that mean that sex inside of marriage is not illicit sex? Well, Prabhupada has defined that in marriage, sex is only for having children. But he has also defined that having sex with a woman other than one's wife, or husband, or wife having other than one's husband, is like having sex with your mother or having sex with your son. So that's highly sinful. Bhagavatam says there's even a hell for people to do that. So obviously, sex within marriage and sex outside of marriage are different. Still, whenever Prabhupada talks about sex within marriage, if you study what he said, he's referring to sex for having children. That's how he sees it, even though he doesn't explicitly say it. So some people say, but what if I keep sex within marriage? Isn't that better than sex outside marriage? Yeah, of course it's better, but that's not what Prabhupada ultimately meant by no illicit sex. He meant sex, if it's done, it should be done for a reason. It should have some purpose. A man should not discharge semen uselessly with no purpose. That's Prabhupada's definition. That's a definition we're trying to follow. We're supposed to be following. If we're slipping, still, that's the goal to follow. So that's what no illicit sex means. Hare Krishna.